Hello, Days of Our Lives fans. This is finally Friday, October the 4th. Welcome to the show. Well, these two, brother and sister, I'm not sure what is going on with this family because they, they're having a little meeting in the park, and she's feeling fake Abby, Fabby, fake Abby is having some really bad feelings about what she's doing to Chad. But yet they're talking about, we have to do it, or Clyde is going to kill our mother. Now the two brothers and sisters, excuse me, that are the little brother and sister there, Aaron and what's that little girl's name? Anyway, you see her there with the blonde hair. When they run, it doesn't make sense to me because when they run into them, Dr. Mark introduces her to them. And I thought they were all brothers and sisters, but for some reason, the kids don't know that she's their sister. And she was talking to Mark about it after she had encountered them. He introduced her to them. And she said, well, I know with plastic surgery. So I don't know what is going on with this family. I know that Clyde is holding their mother hostage over them. And the kids don't seem to know anything about it, though. It's just Fabby and Dr. Mark. So anyway, that whole thing was just like crazy to me today. All right. Okay, so Julie was up in the attic with Charlotte and Thomas, and Charlotte was going through some of Abigail's things. And she told Julie, can we call Mommy in heaven? And Julie told Chad, it just broke my heart to tell her we couldn't call her when I know her mother's alive. And she said, I told her that, the people in heaven can see us and watch over us, but we can't speak to them, directly like we did when they were here. So Julie is telling Chad that she feels like it's time for him to tell the kids that their mother is alive. And Chad's like, well, she's not really comfortable yet. She doesn't remember them, and she looks so different. Abigail thinks it would be too much for them. And she said, it's just heartbreaking that their mother's here and they're not getting to spend time with her. So I think you should just go on and tell them, Chad. So Chad is very smart. He takes advice from Julie all the time, and everybody is looking over Chad and the kids since Abigail's tragic murder. That I'm here to tell you, her sister killed her, not Clyde. I don't believe that for a minute. Anyway, so what's Chad do? He calls Fabigail, fake Abby, up and says, I need you to come over. We need to talk. Can you come to the house? And she did come over, and you could tell she's very nervous when she goes over there. She doesn't want the kid to see the kids, and have to explain or lie to them. And he says Julie took them to Sweet Bits, so it's just us. And then that's all we've seen of them today, finally Friday. So EJ goes to visit, what's his name, Stefan there, because he wants him to sign this affidavit stating that he lied when he told Paulina Price that he was part of the babies. He knew all about the baby stealing. And he, excuse me, and Stefan's like, well, what if I don't want to sign it? And he said, well, if you don't sign it, then I'm going to find Lady Whistleblower or anybody that'll listen to me, and I'm going to tell them all about how I slept with your wife. And Stefan's like, fine, give it here. So he's signing it, and they're just chit-chatting a little bit, and he's like, so Gabi told me that y'all only did it the one time. And he's like, he laughed a little bit and he said, yeah, that is true. We only did it the one time. And he said, she also said, and she didn't want no more of it. And EJ said, oh, is that what she said? Well, you know, you were right about just the one time, but I'm pretty sure, you know, that's a lie about not wanting it no more. As a matter of fact, Gabi came to my bedroom again. And she wanted to go again since the first time was so satisfying. But I told her no. I turned her down. And Stefan said, well, why would you do that? And he said, I did it for you, brother. And he said, it was quite enjoyable, or something like that. He really got under Stefan's skin a little bit, but Gabi had told Stefan that, you know, she didn't want nothing to do with EJ, you know, really, that was, well, I mean, she did tell him it was better with him than, your brother's better in bed than you, you know, typical stuff you'd say just to hurt people when you're reacting out of hurt yourself. So EJ got a kick out of that. Stefan did not. Okay, so Rafe's getting out of the hospital and he goes to see Gabi to tell her that he's getting ready to get released from the hospital. And he sits down and talks to her and he's like, I just want to catch up with my little sister. And he's like, where's Stefan? And she said, don't mention his name to me. And he's like, Gabi, what's going on with you all? And she said, Rafe, I don't want to bore you with everything going on with me, and you don't need to know all this, and I'm so sorry that I hired crazy Connie. I had no idea. Everybody knew she was crazy except me. And he's like, it's okay, and you know, you and Stefan, you've been together for a long time. I know y'all love each other. I think you can work things out. And she's like, you don't know what he's done to me. And he said, well, actually I do know. You know, Jada kind of filled me in. And she's like, oh, so then you know he cheated on me with that skank, or she called her something, Ava Vitale. Oh, the likes of Ava Vitale. Ava Vitale, my girl, I love her. She is so badass. Anyway, he's like, yeah, but it really wasn't, you know, all Ava's fault, and you know, it was just, you know, one time, and you know, so they're going into all this stuff, and she's assuming that Rafe knows it all, right? And then she says, you know, I know it was stupid to sleep with EJ, and apparently Jada didn't tell him that part. And he's like, wait. He said, you slept with EJ? Gabi! Oh, Gabi, what were you thinking? You know, and he's just having a fit. And she said, it's no big deal. It was just revenge sex. It was just one time. You know, and she's just giving him all her excuses. And he said, Gabi, I want you to stay away from him. This guy is bad news. So, you know, she's just looking at him like he's crazy, of course. So as soon as he leaves Gabi's room, what does he do? He's on the phone and he's calling EJ. And EJ answers the phone. Commissioner, oh, I forgot you. Weren't you in a coma or something? I forgot. I heard you were up walking amongst the living or something like that. And he's like, yeah, EJ, I heard you've had some relations with my sister. And he's like, oh, yes, yeah. EJ is the man today. So he said, I want you to stay away from my sister, EJ. And EJ's popped off saying something sarcastic. just kind of smiling and laughing and stuff. And he said, I'm warning you, EJ, stay away from my sister. And then he said something to Rafe, and Rafe hung up on him. And then EJ's just looking, and he said, oh, wow. You know, like how dare you hang up on me? But of course, Rafe's going to look out for his little sister. They look out for each other. That's all they got to each other. Now they got Jada, the Jade Meister. So earlier, Gabi was having a dream that Stefan came to see her and brought her some flowers. But then Rafe walked in and shook her and woke her up. So she's sitting in her room, and in walks Stefan, and he has these flowers. And I know it was just one of those moments where she was thinking, I dreamed this was going to happen. I dreamed he was going to bring me flowers. So he walked over, and she said, you brought me flowers? And they're both looking really serious, and he said, no. The nurse at the front desk asked me if I would bring these in since I was coming in here. It was almost like just such a serious, beautiful moment, and he ruined it because he didn't bring her flowers. And he told her, he said, Gabi, I talked to my lawyer, and I'm filing for divorce. And I was a little bit shocked. And she just looked up at him, and that's when it went off. I mean, you know what I think happened? I think he was still trying to hold out hope that they could work it out. But when EJ told him earlier how she had come to him in his bedroom, she came to me in my bedroom again, but I turned her away. Because she had lied to him about that. And he probably thought about that and thought, this is just one of those things that all the love in the world is not going to be able to fix. That may have been his way of thinking. But I hadn't seen any signs that he was going to file for divorce in any manner. I mean, I was a little taken aback by that. And anyway, that's how it went off today, with her looking up at him. Please like the video and subscribe and share it if you know someone else that would like, to see what's going on the show, kind of in a short run. I went a little longer than I generally do tonight. Thanks for watching.